The Australian Ghost Whisperer with Caterina and James Jennings. Hello everybody, welcome to the Australian Ghost Whisperer. Hello Caterina.
Hello James.
I've taken you on a magical mystery adventure tour today. You're probably wondering what the hell's going on. We are in the country, in the middle of nowhere, kinda.
Did you bring a picnic basket?
I didn't.
You know I like to eat.
You do? There might be some bugs we can... Oh, we're vegan. We can't eat bugs. I forgot about that. This grass. We could eat some grass. Is that okay? Is that good?
No, that's not good.
That's not good? Okay, we're all out of luck.
Oh, okay. No picnic basket.
No picnic. I'm sorry. So
Not impressed.
You're probably wondering why I brought you here today.
To starve?
Not to starve. And it's not like, I've come out here just to, abandon you and drive off. Like this is all, I have a plan.
Okay.
And the plan is that there is a site near here of significant historical significance. Right? So we're not too far away from it. And I wanted to put your psychic skills to the test to see what, or if anything, you pick up from this historical site that's nearby. Tap in and see what you can sense. Is that something I can... Are you up for the challenge?
There's a historical site nearby.
There is a site nearby.
Did we drive past it?
Yes, we did. We drove past it, and there is a bit of a story attached to it. So I just want to get a vibe to see if you can kind of pick up on what is gone on in this area.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Aren't you happy I brought you here now?
So excited.
So
I'm not
excited.
happy about the picnic basket.
Next time.
So rude. So rude. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. And in fact, as we drove down this road, I started feeling like I was scared, like something was going on, like running, screaming, crying. I felt this woman. I see her now, and she's dressed in black, and she's running, and someone's chasing her. And she's looking behind her because it's a man, and he's getting closer to her, and he's very angry. I don't know if he has a knife or some form of a weapon in his hand. She's so frightened. Her heart's beating because my heart's racing as I stand here. And he's screaming and yelling out to her. He's angry and he's calling her names. She keeps looking behind, and he's grabbed her. He's grabbed her and he's bashing her, and very violent. And she's on the ground now, and he's slapping her and screaming in her face, like yelling in her face. Like it feels like almost like he's her husband. Like this is a really bad, like what we would say, domestic violence, but she's done something to really upset him. And he's just yelling. I can't understand what he's saying, but I feel like he's calling her like a harlot or cheap. So like it's like really bad names. He's really degrading her, and it's like she's shaking on the ground. I feel like he's got his hands around her neck now, and he's doing this and banging her head on the I don't know if it's like not concrete, stone. And I feel like he's also, oh my God, I feel like he's raping her now. With intention to murder her. I feel he murders her. And I feel that she dies in brutally brutally murdered, raped by her husband. I feel it's her husband. I feel like when I tap into her, she's still around. She hasn't crossed over because she's so angry that he took away her life. I feel like the husband was maybe a little bit of a control freak, or maybe like someone with power, and I feel he treated her badly. Treated her with disrespect. That's what I'm reading from her. There was another man she fell in love with, but didn't marry. I don't know why. She didn't want to marry the husband she was with, but she's saying she had no choice. So was she pregnant? Maybe got pregnant. But the other man was out of her reach. But I feel they had an affair. But I feel he may have had somebody in his life. So kind of like an affair. And the husband found out. But they all knew each other. A lot of fighting amongst them, and anger. I sort of feel that there might have been a confrontation between the husband and the lover on the night of this murder, because it's late at night. I definitely feel like she died late in the night. So I feel like there'd been confrontation, or but she loved the other man, but couldn't marry him. I feel like she's just still hanging around. I don't know why she doesn't want to go home, back to the spirit world. She's really suffering by being stuck here and earthbound, and she's showing me like people make fun of her. People have seen her spirit and they make fun of her, and that's what she doesn't like. She wants people to have more compassion. This is why I think people have seen sightings of her. I feel like she wants somebody to feel compassion for her. I feel like I'm just sort of saying to her, I'm kind of pointing her in the direction of the love frequency, the light for her to go. But she didn't want to die, that's for sure, under the hands of the husband. But yeah. That's the reading I got.
I'm kind of a little bit shaken, to be honest, by what you've said. Not just because you've painted such a tragic picture of some really horrific stuff. Like, that's genuinely very disturbing. But I'm also kind of taken aback at how accurate you are in terms of what the history books say happened in this particular incident. So I may as well let you know what I know now.
Please.
Okay, so essentially there is a ghost that has been seen on the Mount Victoria Pass in the Blue Mountains, and people call her the Lady in Black. And it's because they report seeing her in Victorian era garb, which is black coloured. So in the dead of night, occasionally she's been spotted. Now, historians believe they know who she is, and it basically fits in very, very neatly with what you've just said. There's a few details that the history books didn't get that you've actually, I think, tapped into. So you've probably got the real story. So essentially there was a woman, her name was Caroline James. She was married to a man named William Collits. William Collits had an inn, and that inn is very, very close by to where we are now, which is why I came here. The Collits family were quite influential and powerful back in the colonial era. So he would have had money, he would have had influence. And Caroline had a troubled background. Her parents were convicts. I think her parents were alcoholics and were in trouble with the law. Like there was, lots of... So she came from probably quite a lower economic, difficult background. And this guy was probably a bit higher up on the social ladder, owned property, all that sort of thing. So they got married. And Caroline had a sister, and her sister was married to a man named John Walsh. And there were rumours that John Walsh was having an affair with Caroline. Now, on the night of Caroline's murder, Caroline, her husband William, and John were in the tavern, and a fight broke out between John and William. John knocked out John. Apparently Caroline was holding John back from, doing more damage to William. And then the next part of the story, or the next significant part of the story, is that Caroline's body, which was found basically the way you described, the next morning. And the person who got blamed and convicted and hung for the murder was John Walsh, the brother-in-law, who she was rumored to be having an affair with.
Person, no.
So he didn't do it.
No. Well, I feel that the husband was hierarchy, and he obviously paid for him to be...
Get away with it.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So if the cops came asking him questions, he could have quite easily pinned it on John Walsh.
He did.
Who he probably hated because he got punched. He was having an affair with his wife.
Yeah.
And he's found a way to, probably friends with the local police.
Of course he has.
Pays them off, and then
Correct.
John Walsh gets framed for the
murder that he
Is
did
that
not
really
commit.
what you think
That's
happened?
Yeah, 100%. Well, 100. When I say 99, 90, I don't know. But I thought, it felt to me when I was psychically witnessing that whole drama of the running after her, that she knew that it was her husband, and I feel that he had been violent towards her many times.
Right.
He treated her very badly, disrespectfully. So it wasn't the first time that he'd hit her, but obviously, I felt like there'd been a brawl that night. There'd been some sort of fighting.
Okay.
And I feel like perhaps it was in that inn that you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the murder, her body was found about 5 kilometres from the inn, which is kind of roughly where we are from where the ghost is sighted. So it's possible that, that's why she's still there on that particular stretch of road. Is there any way you think, it sounds like you tried to push her towards the light. It's not going to go?
Well, I pointed her there. It's her choice.
Okay.
Yeah. She's very traumatised.
Oh, understandably.
Extremely traumatised by dying so brutally.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was very, very scared.
Very, very, very tragic story. But, looks like we've actually outed who the real murderer was, and it wasn't the guy who got convicted for it.
Yeah, gosh.
So it's a tragic story all round.
But he was a man, money, power, so...
Yep.
Obviously, he was seeking revenge against the lover also, and perfectly. The guy probably, got hung? Did he get hung?
Yeah.
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 For a murder he didn't commit, but that at least gave him that joy of,
Wife's gone, and the lover's gone too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that might entice her to go home, actually. Just...
Okay.
Yeah, maybe on the way home I'll talk to her and say, look, John's waiting for you. That might entice her to go home.
Yeah, it might.
Than hanging out on that bridge wherever she is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that's this is the first time we've actually gone somewhere and I guess tapped into a real life crime.
Yeah.
Obviously from like over 100 years ago. So would you be interested in doing this kind of thing again?
Yeah,
I must admit, I was a bit nervous. I was like, I'm taking Kat somewhere where she doesn't know where she's going. And we're going to tap into what was a pretty gruesome crime. But it sounds like you've really tuned into what was going on. Yeah. So maybe we could do a bit more of this in the future. I mean, maybe not too much. It's a bit grim, but...
tapping into crimes. Yeah, why not?
But it's interesting to hear, I guess... Yeah, to get to the truth of these things.
Yes. I guess, people over time just ran with the story that was told.
Well, of course, yeah.
Just ran with the story. But yeah, I think it's essential that you bring picnic basket
Okay.
and drinks and
all right, next time
nibblies and things that we can have, because after I feel traumatized.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No.
I actually feel really bad.
No, I'm fun.
Next time I'm gonna bring the whole setup, kitchen, the picnic rug, the drinks,
have a nap.
Have it. Well, I'll set up a hammock for you.
Have a nap. Oh, no, you don't have to go that far.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe as an apology for doing nothing on this trip.
It's been fun.
All right.
Something different.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you found that interesting. I'm a little bit rattled by it. You probably are too. Caterina, probably you are as well.
Definitely rattled.
Yeah. But fascinating.
Yeah, very fascinating. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts, guys. Yeah. If you'd like more of this,
we will do it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you next time, everyone. To gain access to private spiritual development classes, guided meditations, please visit www.patreon, that's patreon.com/The Australian Ghost Whisperer.